My good people, come on. Speak Live Wednesday. My name is Art Berlanga. They call me Coach B. I want you to do this. I want you to begin thinking about those of influence in your life, past or present, those who left an imprint of impact on you. Who comes to mind? Who do you think about? Ladies and gentlemen, as I look at my life experiences, I know something about you. I know you had a parent, family member, teacher, or coach who made you feel some type of way. They made you feel some type of way. Someone who uplifted you, encouraged you. Somebody who spoke life into your dreams. Someone who picked you up when you were down. Someone who believed in you when you didn't even believe in yourself. Or maybe you had the opposite experience, which happens more often than not. Someone you trusted and valued. Someone who's supposed to have your best interest at heart, misused or abused your trust. Spoke death into your dreams. They made you feel insignificant, maybe even worthless. Maya Angelou wrote, "People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." As I look at my life and I think about the negative people who try to sabotage me or prevent me from my greatness, no, not today. I often would say to myself what Muhammad Ali once shouted, "I'm gonna show you how great I am." Say it with me. I'm gonna show you how great I am. Come on. Come on. You see, these type of people only lit a fire within me, a fire to work harder, to prove them wrong. I would use that negative energy, that negativity as fuel to my fire, because we all know, the ultimate payback is our success. The ultimate payback is our success. A good friend of mine sent me this video. It was titled, "Every Child Needs a Champion." The speaker was Mrs. Rita Pearson, and she shared a story about one of her students that I would love to share with you. Mrs. Pearson gave a quiz to her class one day, 20 questions. One of her students missed 18 of the 20. So Mrs. Pearson puts a +2 at the top of his paper with the big smiley face. Her student asked her, "Mrs. Pearson, is this an F?" She says, "Yes." He says, "Then why'd you put a smiley face on my paper?" She says, "Because you're on a roll. You got 2 right. You didn't miss them all. And when we review this, won't you do better?" He said, "Yes, ma'am, I can do better." Mrs. Pearson goes on to say, "You see, minus 18 at the top of your paper sucks all the life out of you. But +2 says I ain't all bad." +2 says I ain't all bad. Come on. Shout out to Miss Pearson. Man, so you see, sometimes we need someone to believe in us when we don't believe in ourselves. Someone to bring us a little perspective to our life that we never knew existed or saw before. As my coach and mentor, John Tallarico, often says, if you don't believe in yourself, borrow my belief until you do. If you don't believe in yourself, borrow my belief until you do. You see, we all have someone special in our lives that we think about, that comes to mind when we think about impact, when we think about influence. And when you look back in your life and you begin to reflect on them, you say to yourself, wow, I'm so grateful for the things that I learned from my mother, my father, my teacher or coach. I'm so grateful for that. Or maybe at the time it just didn't quite make sense at the time you heard it. It didn't quite make sense. It didn't quite stick as it does now because you have a mature mind, mature ears. So you hear and think differently, more intentionally. I want to encourage you today. We all have an influence on someone in our lives, whether you know it or not. And we all are affected daily by that. Begin to be grateful for those in your life. If you don't have them, well, guess what? You can be an influence on somebody else and change their life and where they're headed. Speak Life Wednesday, Coach B.